Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Love. I hope you guys are doing safe and are well. In today's video, as you can see from the title, I will be discussing the top 8 things that you should do if you are coming to Canada and the 8 things that you need to do in your first week or the first month of your arrival to Canada. Now, if you're watching this video, maybe you're planning to come to Canada or you already have a visa and are coming to Canada anytime soon, so congratulations. Or if you're already in Canada, this video will be helpful to you as well if you might have just missed one of the points, as these points are not just any random Google points. These points are basically from all of my experiences that I've experienced so far in the 3 years and when I came to Canada. Because when I came, there was no one to teach me about these points, and I really wished I knew about these points, these 8 specific points when I came to Canada, as these points will not only help you save a lot of time and will also help you save a lot of money. And by the end of the video, I'm sure you guys will feel the same way as well. And without wasting any time, let's just get into these 8 points. And before I begin, guys, I would appreciate if you guys leave a subscribe to the channel for more informative videos like these, and leave a like on the video as it helps the video out as well. And without wasting any time, let's just get into these 8 points and we'll discuss them as we go. Alright, so the first major point that, so let's say you're coming in Canada, you came to Canada, you got your study permit at the airport, you're out. Now maybe you might have to do a quarantine, or if you do not have to do the quarantine, you're moving into a new place and stuff. Now the first very important thing that you guys need to do in your first week in Canada is to get your SIN number. Now, majority of you know what a SIN number is, and for those who don't know, SIN number stands for Social Insurance Number, which is a very important thing for any international student or a worker or any permanent residence person. This SIN number helps you when you're looking to find a part-time job, as you can only work if you have a SIN number. It helps you and keeps all your tax information stored, and is a very important number when you're in Canada. Also, something very important about this point is that you do not share this SIN number with anyone, as it's your personal SIN number and it's a confidential information. You only share it with your employers when you're looking for a new part-time job, or with your school if they need it, and you don't share it with anyone else, not even with your friends. Now get your SIN number in the first week in Canada, because I remember when I came to Canada, I made this mistake. When I applied for my SIN number, I was already like 1 month late, and when I got my first job, I didn't have my SIN number, so I couldn't really start working at that time. So make sure you get your SIN number right away. For those who want more details on how to get SIN numbers, what documents you need, especially after COVID pandemic, all the things that have changed, how you can apply for SIN number in person in Service Canada, online or by mail, I have made a specific video about this, explaining everything you need to know about SIN number. So you guys feel free to check that video out. The link will be here on top right or at the end of the video, and link will be in the description as well. So make sure to check that out and you get that done in your first week in Canada. Second point that I would like to share is, again, which is very important and a very unique point which not many people mention, is to get your G1 license, which is also known as your driving learner's license. Now some of you might think that it is not as mandatory or as important, but trust me, it is important to get your G1 license right away. Why am I saying this? To share my experience in this. When I came to Canada, I got this tip from someone else to get my G1 license done right away, because when I went and gave my G1 license test, the examiner told me that for my particular case, I came right at the age of 18. So they told me I'll have to wait 1 year before I can apply for my G2 driver's license now. So in order to save that waiting time, you should get that done right away. Now this may vary case by case. You might not have to wait for your G2 license at all, or you might have to wait only like 4 or 5 months. But the best thing in each and every scenario is to get your G1 license done right away. It is a very simple written multiple choice exam, and you only need to memorize a few questions, and there are a few websites and links, and I will make a separate video explaining everything about G1 and driver's license. So get that done right away so you can get that tension out of your head in your first month in Canada, so you don't have to carry that all the way. And when you decide to get your G2 license and a car, you won't have to worry about a G1 license. Another benefit for G1 license that not many people know about, it can also act as your Canadian ID. So like whenever you go out, maybe to a club, restaurant, or anywhere important, and you need to present an ID, you do not have to carry your passport everywhere, which is very important. So there is a chance of you losing it. So instead, you can always carry your G1 license. I carry that all the time whenever I have to show an ID somewhere, and you can show it to anyone, and it works everywhere. To get your G1 license in your first month in Canada. The third important point, again, a very unique point and not many people cover. So if you're very serious about staying in Canada and working and getting a part-time or a full-time job in Canada initially and right away, build your resume. Like this point, for some of you, you guys might already build your resume from your home country, from India, before you come to Canada. But for those like me who forgot to get a resume from India, build your resume in your first week or your first month in Canada before you apply for a part-time job, because that's the only thing that any employer sees when you are applying for a part-time job. Even before you get an interview, you would need to have a resume. To build a resume, you would need to follow a particular format, sharing your work experience and skills. And I basically have shared a video exactly for you guys if you do not know how to build a resume. So you guys can check that video out. It is specifically curated for to find a part-time or a full-time job as an international student or under work permit, because I saw a lot of online formats and I didn't know which one was best, and I couldn't really find a job from many resume formats. But then when I got my first part-time job, it was one of the employers who actually showed me a resume format that all the employers are basically looking for. So you guys feel free to check that resume video out. It will really help you to create a resume and will save you a lot of time, as I've also shared a lot of tips. The link will be up here or in the description as well. Feel free to check that out. Moving on, now that I'm talking about skills and adding skills in your resume and everything, I would also like to give a quick shout out to today's sponsors of the video. So many of you know that I'm a huge fan of Skillshare when it comes to learning and exploring new classes. And for those who don't know what Skillshare is, let me introduce the Skillshare website with you guys. So basically, Skillshare is an online learning platform and a community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people like us. They have classes on videos on topics like illustrations, photography, freelancing, designs, and so on, and so many other important skills. So you can explore new skills, develop existing passion and interests, and get lost in creativity. And to explain a little better and share an example, so this month I decided to do a course called YouTube Success Script, Shoot, and Edit with MKBHD by Marcus Brownlee, one of my favorite YouTubers. And I really learned a lot of new skills and enjoyed his classes. I learned a lot of new skills and techniques on video editing, scripts, and how to present a video in a neatly manner, planning visuals, and how to hook up audience in the first few seconds of a video, and other topics that I wasn't even aware about when I created my YouTube videos. And it really helped me a lot. And the best thing about these classes were they were short and crisp and were ad free. You guys can check them out as well. Also, one of my favorite thing about Skillshare and why I partnered with them is that they are curated specifically for learning, and I'm a really big fan of that. Which means that there are no ads, and they're always introducing premium classes so you can focus on your studies and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And I honestly feel like right now there's no better time than right now to learn a new skill, irrespective of your age, irrespective of where you are. If you're in India, if you're waiting to come to Canada, or if you're already in Canada as a student, there's no better time right now, especially after how much pandemic taught us, to learn a new skill and to grow your creativity. And now that I got your attention in Skillshare, it's also a lucky day for my first 1,000 subscribers who will click on the link in my description and will be able to get a free 1 month trial on Skillshare. Now, it is only for my first 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you click on the link right away and join Skillshare as a community and start exploring your creativity today. And once again, thanks a lot, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. And let's move on to our next important point in the top 8 things you need to do in your first week in Canada. So the next important point, which is our fourth important point, again, very important, is to get a SIM card and a phone plan in your first week in Canada, and buy a new phone if you're looking to buy a new phone. And again, I've made a specific video on how you can buy and compare different mobile companies and which company is the best for students, especially case by case, depending on cities where you're living, for workers. I made a specific detailed video sharing all of my experience in 3 years with different mobile companies and what company I use in my experience. So get that in your first month or first week if you can. And they need a few documents, and again, I've shared those documents and what you need in that video. Link will be up here or in the description. Check that out. This video is just telling you like a checklist you need to follow so you guys can have a smooth start for the rest of your first year in Canada, because many companies share like student plans, student friendly plans, cheap plans, very good technology. So I've shared all of that in that video as well. Get your SIM card, get your phone plan, and get that started away right away. The fifth important point that you guys need to do that you guys need to check off your checklist in your first week in Canada is to set up your bank account, and if you have a GIC, activate it with your bank account as well. Now again, it is very important for you to start it right away because you would be spending most of your money from your debit card in Canada, and for that you need to have a bank account, and to start a bank account you need to have a SIN number, social insurance number. So again, you're following this particular checklist and getting that smooth start. So to activate your bank account, I've made a specific video on what documents you need, what are the steps you need to follow to get an appointment in the bank, and what documents you need to present, and how to start up your bank account. And once you start it up, you will get a debit card and an option to get a credit card as well. Now, this next point that I'm going to share is very important, and many people tend to miss this point, but from my experience, you must listen to this one. So when you open the bank account, you get an option to get a credit card as well. And many students I've seen in my friend group and everywhere, they tend to avoid getting a credit card, but honestly, don't make that mistake. Get a credit card as well with your debit card. What that credit card will help you is, in long run, if you're looking to stay for longer in Canada, it will really help you build a good credit score, which, trust me, it might sound a joke right now, but you would really need that for the long run. Now that you're coming to Canada, you're responsible for yourself, and you need to build your own credit score when it comes to buying house, buying cars in the future. Everywhere they will look at your credit score. For that, just get a credit card, start spending money from a credit card. Don't leave any debt on your credit card bills at all. And there are some other points, and I will make a specific video on how you can build a credit score. For me, I started that from day one, spending money from my credit card and debit card, and today I stand at a really good credit score, even though I'm a student. To get that, and don't miss this point, don't listen to people saying you don't need a credit card. Yes, you do need a credit card. You do need to build your credit score. And I wish someone would have told me this on my day one. Moving on, the sixth important point that will help you save a lot of money and will be really helpful is to get a bus pass, a transit pass, which is also known as Presto card in Canada. That will help you save a lot of money, and trust me, I've made that mistake when I came to Canada. It took me 2 months to get my first bus pass, and I spent a lot of money. I spent hundreds of dollars on Ubers and Lyft, which would have been prevented if I had a bus pass. Very easy. If you do not know anything, if you're starting from a fresh start, just go on your phone, look up Shoppers Drug Mart near me. That's the place where you can buy your Presto card. Go there, meet the cashier, and tell them you're looking to get a Presto card, which is usually around $6, $6 Canadian dollars. And make sure you know which transit follows your city. If you do not know, you can look up online, or you can even ask the cashier at Shoppers Drug Mart. Get your Presto card recharged. Initially, I would recommend anyone to get it recharged only to around $20 or $30 to get started with the bus routes, to get to familiarize yourself with the new bus routes. And then depending on how much you're actually traveling in bus, you can either opt for a monthly bus pass if you're traveling a lot, or if not, then you can just recharge for $30 or $40 a month, and you would be good for the entire month. As I think one bus route is around $3.50, and is good for 2 hours. So again, very important, saves you a lot of money. Trust me, I've made that mistake, and you do not want to make that mistake. The seventh important point, also a very unique point and something that many people tend to miss on, is to get your medical insurance. And if you already have a medical insurance plan, get it activated, because sometimes when you come to Canada, you would actually need to contact your medical insurance company or your college or university to get that medical insurance plan activated. So if you do not have a medical plan, contact your college. As an international student, contact your college or university, and they would have a medical plan for you guys. Buy that, and if you already have that, contact your student center in your university and confirm that if it is activated or not, because it is very important that you activate that plan. Again, many people tend to miss it, and in case, God forbid, something happens, you do not want to be stuck paying a lot of medical bills. So get that medical insurance plan activated. Last but not one of the bonus points that I would like to share, again a very unique point, is once you come to Canada, you get your study permit and every other document, right? Make sure to get all these important documents like study permit, school letter, IDs. Get a photocopy of all these documents and keep them safe. You can get the photocopies in a public library or shops like Staples, where you can get photocopies for some cents. Keep those photocopies safe, and whenever you think you need to go out and carry these documents, always carry the photocopies and never carry your original documents, because if you lose them, you might be facing a lot of trouble. So that was my last 8th point, and So these were all of my top 8 points that I would recommend you guys to do in your first week or in your first month in Canada. I do hope you guys find this video useful, helpful, and it answered your questions. And if you guys have any question about any of these points, guys, feel free to drop down a comment. I will get back to all of your questions. You can also follow me on Instagram and DM me on Instagram your questions, and I would be more than happy to help. And as always, guys, stay safe, take care. Do subscribe to the channel for more informative videos like these. Do leave a like to the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.